What's up, everybody? Duck here. Welcome to the stream. Get a quick sound check before we get going. How's your guys' how's your guys' music level? Can you hear any music? Got any vibes over there? I cannot hear your music level, but I'm trying to provide it for you. No music, huh? Okay. Let's see, how about... There was definitely music on the intro though, right? Still no music? Don't you see... Do you see this under 30? Yes on intro, okay. Yes on intro. How about now, cowboy? Music on, okay. Now, is it too loud? You're at negative 20 decibels. It's like a little adventure. Good volume. Okay. Alright. Let's roll with that, I guess, and holler at me if we need to adjust it all as we go along. Okay. Little loud, okay, a little loud. Hopefully that's better. Okay. So, question already coming through. Do I see us going under 30K? I mean, anything's possible, right? But that right now is basically, if we look at this, lower a bit on the music, okay? Let's go 26, see how that is. Okay. So what we're looking at here, where all these harmonics have been, right? We still didn't go back below this beginning of this. All right, so look, if we take out the cipher, because for the cipher it was just a C anchor point, right? If we look back at that, the cipher was just X, A, B, C, D. Okay, so for the cipher, that was not as critical of a pivot as it was for the bullish bat, kind of Gartley-ish, but bat, almost like double bats right now is what you're doing. You could see both of them from X to A. You had a 70, basically 70% retracement, and from X to A you had basically a 70% retracement. Okay. And then when you rallied back up and put in the C, it was a 78%, 786. On the previous one, it was a 618, right? Went up and rallied 618. So on this one, you got the 786, okay, on the C. Then coming down on the D, you went between a 1414 and the 886 here. And now over here, you're at the 1272 and the 886. So very similar structure on both of these bats, okay? Bullish bat, bullish bat. Again, you could even say they're Gartley-esque, okay? The only difference on the Gartley is it would have had a 786 on the D. But the B is more Gartley than it is bat. But the D is more bat than it is Gartley. So again, it's this mesh of kind of harmonic just crossover between these patterns, okay? So zooming in a bit here, let me get rid of that. Zooming in a bit here, you can see, oh, we did sweep that X low. Donk. Just got to it. So right now our our point of invalidation is going, sorry, that D, XABCD. Um, and even that, really hated to see that. But see these candle closes up here, it immediately sprung back up and got right back in there. So I don't know, we really need this follow through right now. Point of invalidation is definitely right here, okay? 29,825, basically 30k. All right, if we lose 30k and this whole range gets back tested as resistance, right, we're gonna sell off again, and that one's probably gonna be dramatic. Okay, so yeah, need price to, first, for starters, you need to get back to 35.5. Okay, 35.5. As you could see, we kind of drew this big range. See this big range we have here? Range low, midpoint, range high. Okay, so that square up basically is right where that range midpoint is at. Okay, between the range midpoint and the square up, that is like your next major area of interest right now at the given moment that we need to see price reclaim. Okay, so you gotta get back up here if you want to continue and make your way back to the range high, which is our objective at the moment here. Okay, so I mean, yeah, you basically, when price, what it's kind of just doing here, it really just ranging, right? Are you consolidating at the and ranging, right? Is this the market maker accumulating his position, or what's happening here, right? So when you fell into this, you basically fell in and you made this range low. Okay, then you came back up, you found the range high, range midpoint, back down to the range low, back up to range high. Okay, range midpoint again, up, failed the range high, slightly lower high, but now again testing this range low. Okay, so ideally, you know, straight down, up, straight down, up, straight down. Next would be up, right, back to the range high. So again, that's our current objective. We must reclaim the midpoint, and then we must reclaim the range high. Okay, it is the only way to higher prices. If you fall back below this and 30k fails, okay, we have to completely reevaluate everything. That's like that's when you might see 20k again. Okay, but if we can get above this range midpoint, get above this range high, this is when we can see 55 again. All right, so it's either like 55 or 20. Okay, so very, very critical area that you must hold. It's really right here, right? You gotta hold this area. You can't lose that 30k. All right, cannot lose 30k. If you lose 30k, this is gonna turn into a bat. I mean, this bat's gonna turn into a butterfly or a deep crab. Okay, and you're gonna end up right here, 25k. All right, just for starters. And then from there, ideally, you probably just back test this and fail again, right? So, because at this point, I mean, I don't know, that's not going to be looking pretty. Okay, so if you lose 30k, see ya at 25k. All right, but again, if you hold 30k, here, we'll see you at 36 and then ultimately 40. Okay, very critical that you hold 30k. Ethereum. Okay, so again, look, you had this inverse head and shoulders, you came up, found this kind of top of the range, right? Top of the range here. Sold off, back to like range midpoint, back up to the range high, back to the range midpoint. So if we were to extend this range, you know, and use the entire structure here, the reason I don't come all the way down, I mean, you can, it was like almost dead perfect, but I like to be a little more conservative and use 2 touch points. See how we get this second one right here by using this twice. And this is kind of where the candle close was here anyways. It's a little more conservative. This is a little more aggressive. But either way, you have a really nice test of this range midpoint, okay? So, fell in, made the range low, range high, range low, range high, range mid, range high, range mid. So this is actually holding up stronger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin was back down here at the range low, whereas ETH is just maintained this midpoint, okay? So from here, we need to find ourselves back to the high, ideally break the high, and then we'll find ourselves back to that 33K area, or 3300 area. So yeah, this is looking good here on ETH, holding that range midpoint. ETH didn't even break this previous right shoulder low, whereas Bitcoin did. So ETH didn't even jeopardize that stop area at I would still use that as a stop currently, 21.25. Ideally, we want to target this 3200, 3300 area, and ultimately, if we can, you know, hold that, we can see even maybe 4K, right? Still our goal on ETH USDT. Quick request for ETH on the weekly. Sorry. Fuck, remember that? Real quick, let's revisit that. Haven't been on this chart for a minute. Man. Look at that shit. I don't know how many of you were here for this. Man. Memories. I gave him, I was getting tattoos from my tattoo guy, and I gave him ETH basically here. Yeah, it was a little higher. It was around 200 to 300. So it was probably here and here. Yeah. Got some tattoo work here and here, and paid in Russian Ethereum, and didn't even teach him how to sell it. And he still has it on his Coinbase. And yeah, this is what happened after that. Whoa. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Alright, let me zoom in here. Let's get a fib on this from swing high. I'm gonna magnet anchor this to swing low. Right there. We got the 2618 at 36.37. So that's a pretty critical number. 36.37. Okay. Just wanted to see that. And then from the low to the high, we made a 618 retrace. Well, that's pretty nice. Okay, so that sets up some Gartley shit. Okay. So if I were a Gartley, I would be X, A, 618, B. We need to find this rallied anchor point C, and then our D is going to be a 786. Okay, right here, 786. Okay, so what would our C be on a bullish Gartley. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. Alright, see this, guys? So we're looking at the bullish Gartley pattern. The key characteristics of bullish Gartley. Ah, man, that doesn't even have the keyest of the key. This one does. Here we go. Here we go. Much better. Okay, so from the X low, okay, this was ETH at the bottom at like 200, to the A high, the initial impulse, it's irrelevant to the price, okay? So the A high was like whatever, 4,400, 45, whatever. So there's your initial impulse, okay? Can you see both? Not really. Okay. I'm trying to make it where you could see both a little bit, but I'm failing miserably. Okay. So your A high was up here, okay? The A high at 44.50, okay? Then you drop down to this B, okay? And the B you put in a 618. Look at that, 617, 618. Okay, so perfect B anchor point. So now we're looking for this C. Well, the C goes between the 382 and the 886. So, and then a key characteristic at the end will be the 786 on the D. We already have that marked right here, 786, okay? Our D's already in. So all we're looking for now is the C between the 382 and the 886, okay? 382 to 886. So we will even mark that down right here real quick. We're looking for the 382 to the 886, okay? So now, I don't like this orange unless it has to be. It's not aesthetically pleasing to my eye unless it's Bitcoin orange. Okay. So we now fib from the A high, okay, current A high, down to the B low, okay, from A to B. And we're looking for between the 382 at 2700 to the 886. Okay, I know it's a wide range, but it be like that sometimes. Okay, so look, this is your range, 382 to 886 on the Gartley, which means this Gartley can start as low as right here and reverse, but can also go as high as the 886 and reverse. Does this make sense, guys? So price is currently already here. You're already have touched this, the 382, because you fell to the 618 and then you retraced and you came all the way back to 2900 already. So this is already live, C anchor, okay? We don't trade the C though. Why? Because look at this chaos that could ensue. This C from this current point can still rally up 65% and be valid from here, okay? So the C is not our concern. The D is our concern, okay? So if price does whatever it wants to do and you just get somewhere in this area and then you sell back off, okay? And you find yourselves right here at $1,000, and we find ourselves with some bullish divergence, and this Gartley is the size of size Chad's face, all right, sell the farm, all right, and buy this with everything you've got, okay? Because it'd be probably something like this. And Gartleys, honestly, Gartleys are reversals, not even square ups. So a Gartley would go from the A high to $1,000, and you would be targeting the 1618. That's 64.50 on ETH. You heard it here first. This is gonna take some time. It's a weekly time frame. But but yeah, if ETH gives you the blessing of the $1,000 again, I mean, look, you basically have this previous. I mean, it's not as discernible there, but you've got these previous highs coming from back here that are gonna be in that area. It might be more apparent on the daily or on the 3-day, but yeah, that's how ETH would look on the weekly. Okay. Gosh, the ones I don't want to erase. Stupid little dots. Okay. Can't be having this on the 4-hour. Okay. A lot of ways to go, but look, this makes sense, right? Because we said ETH needs to get between, watch, we'll go right back to that. We'll mark this level and we'll keep this visible on everything, and we will bring this all the way over. Okay, so when we go back to the 4-hour, there's our zone. See what we did there? It was right there. Okay. All right, so look at this. Now that we marked that on the higher time frame for that Gartley, it actually coincides with us and this low time frame dragon. Okay, so we're basically saying that we're going to get up into this high side of this. Here, I'll even leave that there, and we're basically saying we're going to hold this, we're going to get back into it, right? We're going to find this midpoint of this range, and then we're going to end up at this high, and that's that 886 perfect ABC. This would be the C anchor point on the Gartley, on the weekly. Okay, 1 week Gartley, and then we sell all the way off from here to 1,000. 1K, and then that's where we go up. All right, so that would be a very cool, very short story about Russian Ethereum. So this is basically saying you're gonna have one more chance to get out of this mess that we have found ourselves in here and take some profit. You know, SR failure, swing resistance, we end up as resistance. Swing failure pattern at the high, 4K rejection, swing failure pattern at 4K, and right there. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. Enjoy that. ETH BTC. Okay, this is held up not so bad. You know, the coinage that was in ETH BTC, I mean, we didn't even really take a pounding at all here. We lost 3%. So that was kind of a good little store of value there for a second. Not to, on the USDT, but yeah, overall, I mean, basically, look, we had this, we tested this high point as resistance here, tested as resistance again, and then on that third time, we actually got the break. Now we're looking for the hook, and now we get the go. All right, this makes sense, getting this go right here on ETH, because we just looked at ETH rallying up to like 4K again. So this is when you find yourself at ETH 4K, right? This is a butterfly that has a range. We just looked at this range, and no, we looked at a Gartley range on a C. The D on the butterfly has a range from the 1272 to the 1618. Okay, this gives us our range up here. So it doesn't have to look like that. It could look like this. Okay, the only reason we have it the other way is simply because that's gonna occur first. Okay, and then if we continue on, we will look like this by the end of it all. Okay, if we have the momentum that, you know, holds up through and weathers that storm, basically. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we basically need for ETH to BTC here to hold above this 0.073 sats area, and really you're doing a pretty good job of it right now. So we got the break, the hook, and now let's go and let's sweep these previous highs and let's regard them as support, and then let's rally into this zone. Okay, and here's where we'd be looking for the bearish divergence. Here's where we would be flipping short on everything. And yeah, so for time being, ETH BTC looks just fine. Litecoin, again, we had these levels, right? We had the down sloping trend line that acted as resistance. We had a rejection there. We then failed into these zones, right, into this range, went back to the midpoint, rejected, came back, tested the low, went back to the midpoint, rejected again, failed through the low, and sold off. Since then, you appear to have a decent little swing failure pattern in play, so that's at least decent to see here. If we zoom in on this, zooming in, we're going to be looking for our fib level. So from the low point on May 23rd to the May 27th high at 210, you can see here we rallied to a nice 618% of the way down. Okay, we also, from the second low on May 30th, the more local low, to the June 3rd high, we also had a 1272 right there. So this being said, X, A, B, C, D type structure is occurring. Okay, so we need to find our way out of here now. Okay, so in order to, you almost squared that up. There is a square up still at 132 that we have to be aware of. Okay, you see this square up down here? That would place us at the 886 and the 1618. So that's possible still, guys. It really is. But it's also possible you just rally from here. So anywhere between where we bottomed and where the square up is, you can have continued resting orders. Okay, so it's okay to go to sleep with some more bids like this. They may never get filled, so what? It's just like they're sitting in tether still, right? It's just like you're sitting in tether with those bids. The stop loss right now is at 120. Basically, you don't want to lose 120 on Litecoin. So you could layer all the way down to that 130 area. Okay, so you could layer to 130, but you don't want to lose 120. All right, so first order of business is we need to get back above these what are acting as resistance, and we need to flip them into support, get back above the down sloping trend line, rally, hit this next resistance at 180. Okay, get back above 180, rally again, 190, get back above 190, rally again, sweep the highs. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do as far as these support resistance levels go here. So let's see if we can get these things to play ball. Ideally, we're still looking for a golden retrace from the swing high, discernible swing high, 414 May 10th to the low, May 23rd low. We're still looking for that golden retrace between the 382 and the 618. And if we can get it and everything holds up, the deep retrace between the 786 and the 886 is where we will ideally be looking for shorts, because by then Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be doing that exhaustion thing. So ideally, being that that was the golden zone, our ideal target is still that $295 area as target 1, okay, on on Litecoin. Target 2, if we get it, is going to be up here in the deep retrace zone, okay, between 350 and 380. Stream lagging quite a bit. Let's see if we're doing any sort of, we dropped a few frames. I could kill the music. Seems as though when I kill the music, that helps space. I can't, we're live streaming to OnlyFans right now as well. We're live on OnlyFans, Twitch, and YouTube, so triple platform, the trifecta. So it must be that OnlyFans is just draining the bandwidth. We dropped a few frames. Dropped a few. Okay, let's see. Can we look at weekly Litecoin? It's probably gonna look similar to Russian Ethereum. Whoops. Oof. Okay. From swing low to swing high, you had a 88 or 618 retrace as well, a little deeper than you did on Litecoin, which means you're not as Gartley-esque, but still gonna play out the same way, wave analysis wise. X, A, B, C, D. Okay, so let me clear that. This would ideally be looking for a 786, 886 type retracement. Man, that 886 is looking real juicy here. Yep. Okay, as high as you'll see here is going to be an 886. Okay. So, this makes sense. We had a 350 to 380 target. That puts you at 380. All right? 380. Then you would retrace to 80. 80. Yeah. It's even gross saying it. Yeah, from 380 to 80. So your ideal high on Litecoin would be the 380, okay? So you're going to be layering shorts from 380, and ideally this could start as low as, you're going to follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. If Bitcoin and Ethereum are continuing up, Litecoin's going to get that 886. But then let's say you get a 786, okay? So we'll layer some more here, and then a 618, we'll layer some more right here. So anywhere in this zone, we could find ourselves on Litecoin. So basically short 300 to 382. So on FTX, for example, you can have a hedge account, okay? So if you open a long right now at 150, okay? You open your long and you keep your long open all the way as high as you can get it, okay? But as your long is continuing to print, once you hit this 300 level, with the profit you're going to have, you could start layering, excuse me, you can start layering your orders here to short. Okay, so you're starting to short, you're shorting some more, you're shorting some more, and finally around this top couple shorts you close the long in profit for a massive gain, right? You would have just gained 125% on spot, and you've already, yeah, you're in an underwater short, but the long was a hedge. It's a hedge. So you then take this profit on your long and you flip it short in this top area, and you dollar cost all this into this cluster up here now, and your DCA'd more like this now. And now you take the short all the way back down to 80. Okay? That is Litecoin on the weekly. Okay? And that makes sense with your 380, your hedging. We just said you're going to start hedging right here at the top of the golden zone, 300. Okay? Start hedging short right here. You're starting to fill shorts. You're starting to fill shorts. And you don't have to get so aggressive right away, but at any point in here, this can reverse. So if you don't fill and it reverses, you're going to be sad that you didn't start. But if it goes up here, you're going to also be sad that you aped in at the first level. So you got to strategically enter this short between 300 and 380. Okay? Capiche? SOL. We hit that 618 and just fucking tanked. God damn that son of SOL, right? SOL. Shit out of luck. Okay, so what are we talking about there? We are talking about this discernible swing high up here on May 18th, right? May 18th, swing high, to the May 23rd swing low. We had a 618 retrace and no mo. We sold off, and we've now already squared that back up. You see that square up? You see why we talk about that? Boom. And then sold off again as soon as you squared up. So SOL on a little bit of a different path than everything else, but maybe that's because it's got a different plan here. X, A, B, C, maybe we get all the way up here into this 886 area. 886, okay? And then when we sell the 886.55, that's how we get right back down into this zone here, okay? This long entry area would repeat itself again. Like we layered in previously, we would we would do that again over here. Like so. SOL, I would say that's probably our trajectory over the course of the next, several weeks here. It's going to take some time to play out. AVAX, man, really failed on that. As soon as he lost it, that was it. Don't look at this square up though. Look what you did. Came all the way down here and hit this square up perfectly. So that being said, that's a pretty good freaking area to long right here, to be honest, guys, because you hit a square up like dead on, and you're sitting right on it. So watch, let me put the square up back up there. There's the square up. We'll put the square up in yellow. So if you were a long right now, you would open a long right here, and your stop would be right there. Extremely tight, targeting this zone up here. I mean, target 1, and target 2. Okay. 5 to 1, 10 to 1. Very nice risk to reward on your AVAX long. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna open an AVAX long. Make sure we are in one. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Aping in. AVAX. $13.95. Boom. Okay. The stream can continue. We are long AVAX. Okay, see what I mean, guys? That stop is just so tight that even if we're wrong, it's just...
There's nothing to stop here. Check if the device is...
Shut up. Stupid Siri. Even if we're wrong here, the invalidation is so close and the risk to reward is so high that that's all we're ever looking for here, is to put our money into a position where we have you know, a good risk to reward. It's in our favor, right? So that is definitely in our favor. We are going to take advantage. Okay, FTM held up much stronger, where you didn't square up this level down here at 0.21 cents. You didn't even get the stop. So FTM is actually holding up much stronger here. So what you would need to see have happen here is this needs to rally, hit this square up at 34 cents. Okay, chop in there for a second, and then get back above the overhead resistance at 38 cents. And then this is where you can find yourself hitting this 618 golden retrace zone at like 50 cents. That's what we're looking for on FTM. Ideally, we are still targeting the 65 to 70 cents area. Has not really changed. That is still in play for sure. Let's look at it more like that. Okay, FTM. Okay, FTT. You can see we did put in another low here. But this low, it just kind of back tested the top of that long entry area, right? That previous low, just what was one support is now support again. So this isn't the worst thing. You're just back testing the top of that long entry area. Okay, so this is a decent little area for a long entry, because your stop is going to be below this wick low, right? So, and your target is going to be way up high, way up in this golden retrace zone here. as well as then your deep retrace area, right? We always mark these two zones, right? So let's look at it like this. And we would say, okay, target number 1 would be the golden zone. Dang it. Target 1, golden zone. Stop would be below this. That's a 2.3 to 1. And target 2 would be more like 3.5 to 1. Okay. So those would be your FTT targets at the moment. SNX, this one hit the stop and basically almost got that low. So if you were to re-enter new position, stop would be about there. Again, really tight invalidation at this point now that you're back above it. And you're going to target into this golden zone, 7 to 1. Okay, not a bad. If you're targeting the highs as a second target, that would look like this. Okay, 13 to 1. So you're getting really good odds on your money here. 13 to 1, 7 to 1 at this point on SNX. Again, you don't want to lose this previous wick low. XLM, you hit the square up down here. See the square up? Son of a bitch, square up. You did not jeopardize the lows, but you hit the square up. So your stop would be 27 cents. Your target would be the golden zone. Ideally, you'd be looking like this. Okay, target 1 and target 2 would be up here. Okay. XLM, target 2, 64 cents. Target 1, it's like 50 cents, 65. 50 cents, 65. Don't want to lose a quarter. Okay. Inch kind of painting a little bit of a double bottom here. Ideally, that needs to freaking hold. So small. Okay, so you don't even want to see price below here, 236. You need to get back above this kind of recent overhead resistance. Okay, so first order business is get above 350, and then get above 4, and then we'll find ourselves at 5. Okay. Fibbing from the high to low, we still have this 382 to this 618. Okay, deep retrace would be $6 to $7, but ideally we're looking for $5 as our major kind of area of interest that we want to see have hit. Okay. Oops. $5 foot long instead of 1 inch. $5 foot. Okay. Inch. AAVE. This one, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So the trend has maintained here. Fairly decent, depending how aggressive you want to be. Some kind of excuse me, overhead resistance in play. You must flip this level. Okay, so that's basically 375. You must flip it in order to find yourself back at this ultimately probably like $500 area. Okay, fibbing from high to low. Golden retrace, we'd find ourselves between the 382 and the 618, the 618 being right there at 500, just as we presumed. Okay, so Going back on that, deep retrace finds you up here between 570 and 620. Algo back tested this downsloping trend line, it appears, where you had the break and now the back test holding back above this support. Ideally, we need to get back above $1, and we'd be shooting still for $1.36. Okay. X, A, B, C, D pattern in play for algo. Yeah, let's see if we can get to that $1.36 area. Algorand. CRV holding this previous neckline. CRV rallied early, remember? And on that sell-off, you went and perfectly tested the previous resistance is now support. SR flip is in play. Ideally, we're going to fib from high to low and target the golden retrace zone, which we pretty much were already all up in it. Okay, you didn't quite get to the top of it, so let's see if we can do it again. And ideally, this time when we do it, you're going to go through it because this has been more bullish than a lot of other things. Find yourself up at 350 to 380 probably here very, very soon on CRV. That being said, you could use that previous SR flipped area as your stop. 4 to 1, something like that. Okay. Dragon. Failed, fell below this, test the bottom, failed, nothing, squared up, blah. 1, 2, get me up here again. Get me up here again, and you're gonna find yourselves right here, ultimately right here. GRT, need to reclaim these levels, must reclaim these levels in order to find yourself at $1.21 on GRT. Man, this one is dumped from the high. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd just be looking for this square up $1.21 GRT. Nothing crazy. It's not looking as strong as other assets. Dog. All right, bastard dog. So you sold off, but you still painted a higher low, and the hidden bullish divergence is still there, and it's almost turned into convergence the other way. Almost bullish divergence the other way. So it's this V bottom type of action here. So yeah, I mean, still looking for this to send here. I know it seems crazy, but you're gonna wake up one morning and Dodge is gonna be at 50 cents again. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? All right. 65 cents, 50 cents, 65 cents, next two areas of interest on the dog. You don't want to lose these lows, okay? You really don't want to lose that. 28 cents. Target 50, 60. Don't want to lose 28. Don't really call it a quarter. Targeting 50, targeting 60. XRP. You must get back above 90 cents. Okay. Can't even believe we're saying that on XRP. And then you'll find yourselves in this golden retrace zone, ultimately looking for $1.30 on XRP. Okay. So we've circled full back. to Bitcoin here. Let's see. Can I check ADA? ADA, sure. ADA, USDT. It probably looks just like most of this other stuff here. Okay, ADA. Okay, ADA. We had this initial low on price on May 19th. We had a higher low May 23rd. We had a slightly higher low May 29th. And last night, this morning, whenever it was, we had a higher low June 8th. We are building some pretty decent overhead kind of neckline overhead resistance, right? Critical overhead resistance area at $1.80. If we fib this from the high to low, golden retrace has already been achieved. You can see the golden retrace was right here. You achieved it. So like we said on this one, being more bullish like CRV, because you've already achieved the golden, ideally you go for the deep on the next run. Excuse me. So let's get up here. Let's get above $1.80. Hold that as support. And then let's find ourselves up here in this $2 to $2.30 area on ADA. $2 to $2.30. This would be a take profit area. Okay. There you go. I know music too loud. I just wanted to pump it for one last request. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know it was a little late. Sorry, Duck got caught up on these dang conference calls with people in other countries on different time zones. It'd just be like that. Duck's a busy duck in high demand. But yeah, you guys know the plan for the next, time being. And let's see how this all plays out. Okay, ADA, you don't even want to see this lost. Okay, $1.32, you don't want to lose that. You want to target $2 area. You're currently sitting at $1.50. Okay, so I will catch you guys later back in the Discord, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Duck is out.